Hey folks, it's Reno News Now, your host here. Again on Sacramento Community Watch, we have Chief England.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining us.
And we got a lot of banger videos for you guys tonight, but first, before we get into housekeeping, we got a special guest with us tonight. It's Gorilla Copwatch. How's it going, man?
What's up, everybody?
You were muted there.
There I am.
Yeah.
So let's see here. So, Chief, for housekeeping, what do we got tonight?
So, of course, when I was in Sacramento, we ran into law enforcement officers down there, and I walked up on the scene where they were talking with the female concerning her jumping a fence to a boarded house, and they were like really adamant trying to get her ID, questioning her over and over, trying to, all that. And apparently she had permission to be there. I didn't know. And the police obviously didn't know either, but the police still try to force her to give ID and identify herself. And at the end of the video, as you'll see, they just let her go with nothing. They got no information, no ID cookie, nothing. So they were just there to try to violate her rights.
So saying, their rights.
Yeah. And the police claim that the owner told them that she was trespassed. So it's like, yeah.
The police are always quick to jump on that trespass when they don't even know what the whole situation is. It's just downright disgusting.
Absolutely.
Hey, Bobby Schwisser, what's up? Thanks for joining in with us tonight. So let's go ahead and play that video, guys.
Hey, he's a newly appointed moderator, by the way. What happened?
It just stopped playing. Technical difficulties. What is going on? Okay, let me take that off stage and see if I can fix that real quick. I do not know what happened there. Sorry, folks. Google Drive. Let's see here. Live streams. Okay, here we go.
Well, it's not necessarily illegal either. It's a gray area.
Well, Mayor, we're not here to discuss it, so...
Yes, sir. I understand that. Please excuse me. I apologize.
You've been very polite. This is vacant property. You say that's vacant property.
So we're saying that this fence here to this property. They got the windows and the doors and stuff boarded up.
So we clearly assess that.
I no longer wish to trespass. If that is the case, and I apologize.
That's fine, but one of the things you have to do is because you have committed that kind of trespass, all we're asking for you is to ID yourself. I think
I've done that.
I'll find out your information. I don't think that's the right first name and last name.
It is absolutely 1,000% my first and last name.
And you said you've been in Sacramento for a couple of months?
There is nobody else in the world with the last name Kevlar.
Okay.
And the first name Mary, or even the last name Kevlar. I'm from the Bay Area.
Bay Area.
Yeah.
I know, so you verbally provide your name, but we still have a lawful right to figure out your identity. So if that's not...
They wouldn't know a lawful right, even if it came up and bit them in the rear ends.
Back to the ankle.
They don't teach them the law. And when I went through watching Chief, you going through your court battles here, they object to questioning a law officer on what a lawful order is. That's just downright stupid, in my opinion. They're barking out lawful orders and they don't even know what one is.
Exactly.
Xander the Educator, one of our members of the Sacramento Community Watch Network, says, "Sup, Paul?
What's up?
You know."
And of course, Gorilla Copwatch is gracious enough to be streaming along with us. And we're seeing his comments here too from Joko KS Copwatch. Hello, welcome in. And then Marcus Kane says, Chief England is the best. Some shout out to you there, Chief.
Try running it again.
Officer, what crime did she commit?
I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada. That's where I was born and raised. I've lived in the Bay Area before.
Did they say you committed a crime?
Excuse me?
Did they say you committed some sort of crime?
Yeah, they said that I was trespassing here, but I was really bringing food because spiritually it's a place where somebody has been murdered. A body was found here. And so I was bringing food. I brought food and was praying over the space. That was all I was doing.
Did I spell your name right here? Is it Keilar?
Now, let me just clear it up. I didn't know what she was talking about, but what I went ahead and did was just document the encounter for the woman just in case.
Well, yeah.
You know what's that town?
Where's the? This is Midtown Sacramento.
Midtown.
Yeah, right
I'm
about
from Sacramento. I haven't actually heard of any major incidences, so it could have been a death that's unreported online. Could have went under the table and
disappeared.
In some cultures, you know, they bring food to the dead as a symbolic thing too, and she could be just honoring her culture. But you know, again, this is her First Amendment right to do that.
Right.
You know,
and if the officers are claiming that she was trespassing, then she does have the right to be able to leave the property before being trespassed.
Right. And on top of that, you know, who's the complaining party who's trespassing her?
And that's
just about to say that too.
That's what I asked him next. Keep watching. Property owner asked that says she's trespassed from this property.
1986.
That is correct.
Well, let me go back.
Hey, folks, I'll be right back.
Is the property owner here on site? Did they tell you were trespassed?
Yeah, they said I was trespassing. I don't know. I don't want to argue. I don't have any reason.
No, where is the property owner that said that you were trespassed? There isn't one?
That's basically their basic
And look.
information that they...
At this time, the police aren't saying anything. They're just like, oh, shit, why is he saying this? We know that there has to be the property owner. We know we didn't contact him, so how could we tell her that she's trespassed? They just want to get her ID so they can identify her and see if she has warrants and things of that sort. And that's how SAC PD rolls, a lot of them. It's just unfortunate. Okay, so the officers are claiming...
I was born in Nevada, Las Vegas.
Did you ever get a California ID or no?
Again, please just run the information.
I wouldn't even... I would just plead the fifth.
So please, if you don't
You're in the
mind.
military?
I would just plead the fifth. I wouldn't even speak to them. Let them do their information. Let them do their... Look. Okay, let's go ahead and get a little closer. He's sitting there trying to take a picture with his cell phone to try to identify.
They want to try to run facial recognition.
Right, but
the other thing is,
look at this.
Yeah, that's the other thing too, guys. Is they want to run her for warrant so they can resolve this as quickly as possible. Because if she has a warrant out for her arrest, guess what? We can put cuffs on her, throw her in the back of a car, and take her out of the area. And guess what? Problem solved.
Yeah. She definitely doesn't have any. She definitely didn't commit any crimes on this video. So it's like they're really trying really hard to identify her.
They're reaching, and then at that point, you know, if they say, well, we have the authority to trespass people from this area because let's just say this is an apartment complex, for instance, and you know, some of these private companies will put into an agreement with the police, but it has to be in writing. So at that point, you know, that's something you can FOIA. Did they have an agreement with this place already, or are they lying to you?
I would think that they're lying. Definitely.
9 times out of 10, they're lying because
Most of the time
me as a business
too. Most of the time it's posted too around on property where the police can go in there and patrol are mostly posted saying no trespassing, authorized personnel or persons, and it'll give you definition of what is authorized, and then because they can get away with putting no trespassing.
Well, yeah, a simple sign like that. Yeah. We noticed that downtown Reno too, you know, just above the little buildings where sometimes where homeless like to camp out because it looks like it's a boarded up building. Just above the building, as you're coming into the threshold, in really fine letters, it says no trespassing. And it's like, man, why aren't you putting it in bigger letters down by where they're laying down?
Yeah, like that
so that
big.
we can,
why don't you put reflectors on it?
I think it was this year's zombie crawl that we wound up catching the Reno PD doing that. It's just makes absolutely no sense. Hey, like Sci-Fi Bri, the video guy says, smash that like button, please, everyone. And don't forget to share, and subscribe to all of our channels. Links are in the descriptions below, folks. Again, links to the original videos, except for this one, will be in the description as well when we continue.
Okay, let's go ahead and get a little closer. This officer's attempting to take pictures of her.
Sure, but that's not how you're doing it. You're not lawfully identifying me on your personal cell phone.
No, it's public phone.
It's definitely not a lawful identification on a cell phone. I don't. No, that definitely is the case.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and keep this officer right here on the. Yeah. So originally they stopped you because they seen you jump the fence?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then they say you were trespass?
Yeah. This is fun.
Yeah, this is Sacramento Police Department.
Well, now here's the thing: is if she was on the other side of a locked fence, fenced off area, if she was in the fenced off area and jumped the fence over to get out, then yeah, she was technically trespassing. But
right now it's he said, she said.
Right.
The officer's never physically seen her beyond a secured point.
I would agree with you on that one.
And not only that, doesn't it have to be a complaint from the property owner?
Not when it's fenced off.
Yeah, it's a secured area, so it can do the same thing by putting a chain across it and saying no trespassing. As soon as they go over that chain, it's trespassing. She goes over the fence, it's trespassing. So whatever type of barricade they put up, and reasonably say not allowed to go in here.
And folks, please check with your local and state laws about trespassing, because it does vary, and there is certain circumstances where you could be considered trespassing if you don't know what you're doing, such as like out in the woods. There could be orange markings on a tree every 10 to 20 feet or 25 feet. So if you go past those orange markings, even though there's not a fence up there, you could be trespassing. So again, check with your state and local laws.
There's also a lot of free apps where you can check your GSA or GSI surveys, and you can see where in exactly what point public and private property start. Right. I use one of those when I go and do videos, and I want to verify before I step onto some property, to know what it is and who it's owned by.
Correct. But you know what? My question is that if she was on the other side of that fence, she was trespassing. So then the property owner would have to make the complaint to have her.
And see, here's the thing as well, is they have to have reasonable articulable suspicion. Just because there's a person on the other side of the fence doesn't mean that they're trespassing either, because it could be the property owner, it could be an invited guest, it could be anybody. So the police officer, one, has to know that you're not supposed to be behind that fence,
right?
And until he can reasonably articulate that and then say, yes, I witnessed her behind that fence, technically they don't have a case for trespassing at this point. They're just being nosy.
Because the 3 points they look at is time, place, and manner restrictions.
Exactly.
So it looked by the video, it looks like it's nighttime, so it's being getting dark around 7 to 8 o'clock recently. So it could have been a neighbor. It could have said, "Hey, I see someone in a lot." So it could have been. It couldn't even be the property owner that makes the complaint. It could have just been a nosy neighbor watching from across the street.
A nosy Karen, and again, we tell folks, at least on our channels, it's like you use 911 for real emergencies. You wouldn't use 911 just because you notice somebody strange in your neighbor's yard.
All right, like, hello, police. I see somebody standing on the sidewalk. You be like, what?
Exactly.
That's probably why they said jump the fence. Because as soon as they said that can automatically get a response from the police department. If they say they're just suspicious walking around on public property, the dispatcher will probably say, "I'm sorry, there's not much we can do unless there's a crime involved."
Shit. Sac PD, they'll send out the SWAT team for somebody hanging out on his.
And that's another thing too, is they need to teach the dispatch.
It matters what part of town you're in, especially matters what part of town you're in, because Midtown is they pay a lot more taxes. They could, because they're in a more higher, richer area compared to, like, say, South Sacramento.
Right.
I mean, you might get a faster response time from downtown, or in 15 minutes compared to South Sac. You might get an hour response, 2 hours, 3 hours.
And then again, the Karen's lying to them about just any little thing. Well, because dispatch is gonna ask if they have a gun or a firearm or pew or whatever you want to call it.
Right. And let's not jump the gun. Nobody called in and said that that police didn't show up and say we got a call. They were just driving down the street, and I seen them when they pulled up. They jumped out like freaking ninjas.
Okay.
It's so silly.
Yep. Good old Sacramento Police Department, guys. Yeah.
Nellis Air Force Base, yeah.
I'm trying to find out where the criminal is. Is there some sort of criminal activity going on here? Because if you haven't broken any laws or anything, you don't have to identify.
We'll just try facial.
Okay, sure. Anyway, so at this point, we just want to.
So if they can't get the ID cookie, they're going to get it other ways. Apparently now they got digital technology to where they can get their ID cookie.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a rug to them.
It's heroin to them. ID is heroin. I mean, they need their shit to get on with their lives. I mean,
I'm surprised they just don't go to the DMV and get it right at the source, man. Jeez.
I mean, I got arrested and I didn't even have ID. They said, "Jimmy, you ready to go to jail?" I'm like, "I'm ready. Let's go." I didn't even have ID on me. They just knew me by name. I'm on a watch list of Sacramento PD.
Oh, I'm sure I'm on it too. Sacramento. I learned Sacramento Police has the watch list.
Well, and not to say anything, but all the popo in Reno know his name.
Right.
Probably a watch list too, because
no, it's really the biggest little city sort of scenario. They know him because it's such a small town.
I'm on the watch list. That's what that is, because most of them know me. They, hey, what's up?
And they call you by first name.
But yeah, exactly. But you know what's so funny is that I got the list of every police officer who works in the city of Reno, from the chief all the way down. The whole list. So
we do. We get it every year.
Yeah, we've transferred that file to all of our members, including our undercover folks that go out there. So
our dispatchers have it. So we call in. Say, hey, we got Gonzalez here, and they go. And then they go, okay, it's going to be, I'm making up a name here. So John Gonzalez, and he 45,000, or I'm again making up numbers. We got their annual salary. So, we're going to call them out while we got them on camera, and then just the look on their face, it's so hilarious.
Yeah. You speak to me like we're friends, then we're going to be friends. That's what
and we're going to be friends, and friends share salary,
I said it to police officers. I said it to people. You treat me good, I'll treat you good. Talk to me like shit, I'll treat you like shit.
Yep.
Same way I'll give officers. They give me orders, I'll give them orders back.
We could be the coolest auditors if you call us by our channel names and just and be cool about it.
They don't have the set down there to do that.
They don't.
Have the set. They're the biggest gang. I mean, it's all.
There's very few of them who get it, and it's the ones who can answer Chief's question every single time he asks it that most of them refuse. That every cop refuses to answer the 5 elements of the Constitution. We've only seen it happen twice on Sacramento Community Watch, folks.
Yeah, and they always have an excuse of why they can't say it or what they're doing.
I'm busy. I can't talk about that right now.
I'm tying my shoe right now, man. No, you don't know it. That's what the issue is.
Again, you need to put the law back into law enforcement.
100.
That's all we're advocating for, folks, is that they need to put the law back into law enforcement. You can't just put them in through 6 weeks of training and have 1 week be about DWI and all the laws behind that, and then turn them out into the streets
You guys
with tasers and firearms.
I always tell them, what are you going to be right now? You're going to be a law enforcement, and you're going to be on feelings enforcement. Show me what you're going to be.
Hey guys, shout out to auditing Mabton.
I'm going to take a step away. I'll be right back.
Okay, not a problem.
Shout out to him.
So we can't find you in the system. We're just going to try to find you in the system.
Like I said,
Officer, did she commit some sort of crime?
So you wouldn't be able to find me.
Officer, did she commit some sort of crime?
Well, when you'll be in the system even without, like, if you have your, that's what I was asking about your California ID. If you got a California ID.
So they don't want to answer. It's funny how like casually, like they're like talking to her, like casually, like they're friends, freaking best friends. Police crack me up when they do that.
They know they have nothing, and they're fishing as hard as they can, and it's just not working because even though if I were to do an audit on this and give her a grade at this point, I'd be giving her a B+. Exactly. She's giving out way a little bit too much information than she should, such as her name and, what she's doing. She could just remain silent and just let them try to conduct their investigation.
That's what I told her. Roll it. It might be some sort of violation here on behalf of the officers. They're not willing to state if the woman has committed any crimes.
But yeah, that's...
So that's in cap.
Well, it doesn't really seem like you're up to something crazy, no good. So just please be aware, we get calls here all the time. You can't be back there, even if it's vacant, okay? Fair enough?
Fair enough.
All right, have a good night.
So you guys just ran her for no reason? Yeah, you guys are out here trying to violate your rights, man.
Yes,
that's terrible.
They're
no.
Officers, I appreciate you. Thank
Officer,
you.
Can you identify for me real quick?
Thank you for your...
The bootlickers, they just don't get it sometimes.
I guarantee you, before you even say it, I guarantee they didn't ID. They just got in their car and drove away.
Yep, they did. Mainly because I was there. I kept asking too many times, did she commit a crime? Did she commit? They're like, oh shit, you know what? He's not going to give up.
Tucking tails and run, bro. Tucking tails.
Yep. It's the same thing that happens out here in Reno. As soon as you show up with a camera, they 10-8.
Yeah,
they are so quick to 10-8. They will either ditch the suspect or they will throw the suspect in the back of the car, and then they're 10-8.
They take them somewhere else. They like to put the person in the car and then drive off to another block or something.
Yeah, and then you go walk around the block, and then there they are,
yep.
Still sitting in the car, and it's like, and then they go drive off again. The thing is with the detainment laws in Nevada, they're not supposed, if they're under detainment, they're not supposed to remove them from that spot. And they have up to an hour to hold them under detainment in that particular spot if they're being detained. After that, they have to make an arrest or let them go. Because that's just the way the law is.
Look, they're pulling out so quick. Yeah, that's what I thought. Hey, let me talk to you, sweetheart.
I was just curious if you were able to get any of the badge numbers or anything.
I just got his name. In Cappas, Kappas is the officer's name. The tall one. I told her you handled it pretty good. Like,
same uniform.
yeah, you handled that pretty well.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Right. Yeah. I appreciate you doing that. Where are you from?
He's from Sacramento, folks.
Yep. Hey, the way she handled herself was awesome, though. Like, the police were tripped up. Like, they just couldn't get it. They couldn't get the ID. And plus, the fact I was there recording.
The one thing I'm glad is she doesn't understand her rights. A lot of people
exactly
know that they don't have to ID to the cops.
Yep.
A lot of people
Yeah.
are so intimidated that like, yes,
Yep.
here's my ID.
Well,
Yes.
I'm here on a lawful order, and I'm here on the lawful reason. Somebody called us and somebody told us it's like, so we have every right to ask you for your ID. Well, yeah, you're right. You have every right to ask for it, but I have every right not to give it to you.
Right. I can decline.
Again, there's a difference between an ask and a demand.
Yep.
Okay, so that was our housekeeping video. So that's it with housekeeping. Other than that, as far as it comes to housekeeping with the court case, we're still no movement on that, folks, from this week that I've been able to see. I didn't check today, but it's just been a busy day. So we're going to get on into our featured videos for tonight, starting with our guests. This guy here, Gorilla Copwatch. You can catch him at Gorilla Copwatch. He has 17.4 thousand subscribers and 375 videos out there. He's one of the heavy hitters in the auditing community, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
check it out. Just watch the video.
Yeah. And the video we're going to be watching today is "He Does Not Want to Be Recorded. Back Up, You're Interfering."
Hey, folks, do me a favor. Go over to Gorilla Copwatch and like, share, and subscribe to his channel.
I am live on the video. If you want to go hit that like for me on the live, I would appreciate it. And hit that subscribe, hit that bell notification so you know when I get all my lives and videos are uploaded.
And same with all of our channels, folks. So, but yes, definitely shout out to him. And, if you're coming over from Gorilla Copwatch's channel, let us know and give us a shout out that you came from his side. And again, our people over in the Sacramento Watch community, let Gorilla Copwatch, we sent you.
Whatever I want.
You're welcome to record, but you're too close.
All right, well, I'm fine. I can film whatever I can from public.
Fair enough. You're welcome to do that, but I want you to back up.
All right, well, do your business. Call your backup if you got to.
Disagree.
All right, well, do your job.
I disagree.
I disagree.
You're welcome to record. You're too close.
There you go.
I didn't know you were scared of a camera.
I seen backup.
And I keep asking this, folks, and I want to ask Gorilla this too, is like, when was the last time you've ever heard of anybody recording them purposely breaking a law or attacking a police officer while recording?
It hardly ever doesn't happen. I mean, it's got to be an incident to where they hate the police and they want to infect harm.
Right. Yeah. It's very rarely that it happens, and it's usually because of somebody's crazy. But like the last time I remember it happening was, somebody trying to go after Donald Trump from his golf course, and he was recording him trying to, the president. So, but we don't like to get into national stuff here, so we're just going to keep on going. But yeah, these cops always think it's an issue that you're out there recording them, and then all of a sudden you're going to pull what a pew pew on them. It's not going to happen.
Stupid.
I just let him do his job and let me do my job by documenting and filming in situations, by exercising our right to film in public. And he has stripes on. You guys need to put the stripes on. He don't need them.
The reason I'm saying that is, this got the officer over here was treating me with a lot more respect. Had his intimidation, where he was a lot more relaxed than this guy.
He was trying to de-escalate things. He wasn't trying to escalate stuff.
And I can't remember how off the top of my head of where, if I put it in the video, because I had a video edit, I had an error in my videos, and I had to cut some of my video because it got corrupted. But they did bring, as soon as the backup arrived on scene, they called me my first name. I normally not in El Grove, so
El Grove police.
I'm calling the watch list. They have it system wide to where they can load up auditors. They probably have a section just for auditors, and they can scroll through real quick and see if they see your picture, so they know who you are.
Well, and see, here's the whole thing: is they know this thing. They know this auditing community thing is happening. It's gaining popularity. More people are starting to do it. More people are recording the police because they are sick and tired of
the bullshit,
of the lack of accountability, even after some of these departments get body cams, because after they get body cams, guess what? They're still in control of the police. They're still going to do everything that they can up until a judge tells them that they're doing something illegal, and even then they drag their feet.
Here's what they get away with is they can mute their body cameras all they want. Unless it's in their policy saying you're not allowed to do this, you're not allowed to do this, then they're not doing nothing wrong when you report them for shutting off and getting rid of crucial information.
Because that's exactly what happened in Chief England's case here. Is that Tony the Tyrant muted his body cam too when he went to go talk to his supervisor. You know, us auditors need to say, you guys better not, whenever we start getting detained, we need to start telling the police officers, everybody better not mute their body cams, because I will consider it destruction of evidence in the federal lawsuit. And see what happens then.
And again, in my opinion, and I know there's a system out there to do it, after every scene, when they go back into their car to type their report and say before their 10-8, they should plug into their body camera and download all video off of it, so no video can get held up and they don't have to stop recording from point from when the incident starts to the point of incident ends.
Well,
that's
right,
the way
and
it should be.
The way it should be now is that they should have be assigned 2 body cameras, and then as they're going between scenes, unclip one, stick it in their computer in the car, and pull out the fresh one and clip it on, and it should be going constantly. There should never be a time when it's not recording.
Right,
and that's my opinion.
Well, they also got their 2. They got a second one in the car that stays running at all times. It's the one they keep right behind their shotgun holder. Right in all Sacramento vehicles, you can see the little green circle light recording, and it's the interior camera watching.
Yeah, anything to watch the public, but when the moment the cameras come out on them, they, scatter like roaches.
Mm-hmm. And again, supervisors need to start watching these things to make sure that the people that are out there on the streets are doing their jobs correctly. Because if there's no proper supervision, if they're going to continue walking over people's rights, what's the point of giving them body cameras in the first place if they're not going to be properly disciplined with them? When they're doing things wrong.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, I got to step away for another minute. I'll be right back.
Yeah, for being on the force.
He doesn't want you interfering with his investigation.
I'm not. I'm not. Interfering is a physical act. According to Penal Code 148A1, it's a delaying, obstructing, or resisting is a physical act. If you according to that Penal Code.
Not necessarily.
And then under 148A Section G of the same code, it gives me the legal right to film in public of any officers in course of their duties.
Absolutely.
Have to be physical.
Yes, it does.
That law is 148.G, folks, and the officer is totally wrong. It is a physical act. You don't know. No, it doesn't have to be. Man.
See, so this is where I'll kind of discuss this situation in one of my other videos. They used words. So delaying, obstructing, or resisting. So they can, if you do any of those things to hold up their investigation, they can get you under that, or they will try to. Again, they try to get me.
I got to physically stop you from doing this job.
I don't know why that started again, because I didn't push.
Because it's just resisting. It's delaying, resisting, or obstructing their investigations. So they can try to get using exact words on you.
So no, and here's the thing, folks, is usually things like this, the police officers go with the elementary school definition of, interfering. Like, oh yeah, you're interfering with my work because I can't pay attention because I got ADD. Right. That's not interfering. The legal definition, like you guys were saying, is physical.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're not teaching them, again, putting law back into law enforcement, the fact that they're not teaching them the difference between an elementary school version of interfering and the legal definition of interfering, you know, not
It's
last year, but go ahead.
It's the reason why we have so many lawsuits out there on behalf of our law enforcement officers that are supposed to know the law, but so many lawsuits. It's crazy.
And this is the reason why the First Amendment auditing community is slowly chipping away at that qualified immunity when it comes to recording the police.
Right. Everybody's picking up cameras to record them now.
Mm-hmm.
Never got off this curb.
If he's physically looking at you, then that's.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna pause on some of these because I love this intro. This is your intro, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I love this intro. And I just want to. That's downtown in the
Before the tunnel.
K Street. Oh, okay. I knew that. I was just there, literally. What happened on that day?
So this is a report of a fight right there in front of the hotel to the left of the screen.
Holiday Inn.
Yes, and
Wow.
they were arguing with the attendants because I guess something or one of the reservations wasn't going through, and their kids ended up coming through and trying to act ghetto. In simple words. And that's when it escalated. Cops started grabbing and putting in handcuffs, and you'll probably see on the next slide of someone getting dragged away in cuffs in that same incident.
Yeah, the young black man. Yeah, in a gray shirt. That is a lot.
20, I believe I counted that day at least. You're talking there's more left in the right and the screen.
Wow.
We got bike officers from patrol cars. I mean, if they could have jumped out of a helicopter, I probably bet they would have.
That is crazy. And I was just literally walking through there. So it's crazy that when you see videos that record this type of thing, and then you go back and you see it later on, it's like, wow, I was just there and would have never even suspected that this all went on. It's crazy. That one right there, huh?
Yep. So there was even a security guard that the guy right behind the officer, like he's trying to get into his pants. He's just a family member of the incident, and there's two officers watching him, and there's two officers detaining the guy in the sweater, and they ripped his sweater because you can see it got caught up on the door when they yanked it.
Wow.
They ripped his sweater.
I'm minding my own business.
No, you're not. You're interrupting.
I can be wherever I want.
You're welcome to record, but you're too close. Right?
All right, well, I'm fine. There's no legal feedings.
Right.
I can film whatever I can from public.
Fair enough. You're welcome to do that, but I want you to back up.
All right, well, I'm just do your business. You have no expectation of privacy in public.
Right.
You're interfering with me right now.
Then do your job. I do got enough room. Call your backup if you got to. All right, well, do your job.
Knowing they're going to do it, that's why I just invited him to make you sound better. Just get your back up here so you can get your panties out your ass.
Yep. If there's one person there, they're gonna call out 15 units because of that one person recording. That's how over dramatic they are.
Again, he just,
We need to take a chill pill.
just again, interfering. He's going to the elementary school definition of interfering. Oh, you're coming over and messing with me while I'm trying to record me, while I'm making me feel uncomfortable because I'm conducting a traffic stop. That's not interfering. Interfering would be coming up and trying to rip the gun out of your belt. That would be interfering. We're trying to rip the radio off your helmet off your head. That would be interfering, but no, it's not interfering. Interfering is a physical act, and it's been deemed so even throughout the courts. And again, folks, there's no law that says that, that you have to be a certain fleet away from a police officer. Every time that they try to make such a law, it usually gets struck down. And currently there's a law in Florida called the HALO law. And if you check with Levi Audits, they're trying their best to try to get that thing struck down, folks. So there is no physical law other than in Florida. And
I mean, the closest one they have is the Arizona one, the 15-foot law that they try to get passed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that one was struck down too.
Yeah, even that one got struck.
And that one was even used in Chief England's case. The prosecuting attorney, because again, prosecuting attorneys should be looking into a crystal ball and go, can I win this case if it gets appealed and, gets out of my little jurisdictional fiefdom that I'm in?
They won't. Well, they'll take it till the end until it gets in front of a jury. Like in one of my cases, I got arrested. I didn't find out they dropped they didn't drop my charges until 8 a.m. that morning of court. I had to take time off of work to be there. I took off my personal time to attend court. And as soon as I walked in there, yeah, your name's on our ballot. So I went to the court and found out what happened with it. And they said, yeah, I just got dropped at interest of justice. I'm like, because it's going to be put in front of the peers. And they don't want to see how really they've messed up.
Well, and Gorilla, I'm not sure if you were paying attention to Chief England's case, but Chile DeCastro over at Delete Laws was going through a similar situation. However, he broke one of his personal rules, which is you don't mouth off to a judge, and you don't, you be respectful in that courtroom. And he went and used his jet boot thug pig tactics in the courtroom, and he wound up going behind bars for a little while. But his conviction eventually got overturned on appeal. And what's happening now with Chief's case is that it's currently in the appeals court, but we were playing games with the transcript, so
hey, hold on. We
or you. I'm sorry, you.
Who was playing games with the transcript? The court.
The courts were playing games with the transcripts.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm confused right now. Like,
no, I'm sorry. I misspoke. It's been a long day.
Yeah. So the
6 a.m.
defense, I believe the defense has been playing games with the transcripts because when the judge asked for the transcripts, it was 35 minutes missing from the audio, and
that wasn't transcribed. Now we have that 35 minutes, and when we covered it in the live streams, in our past live streams on Sacramento Community Watch, but for some reason the courts didn't provide the transcript, that missing 35 minutes to the transcriber.
A whole 35 minutes missing.
Yep, and the judge in the appeals court was going, nope, we want the whole transcript.
Yep, they said we want it all. Yeah.
Don't just do the 35 minutes and hand it over. Put it where it needs to go within the whole transcript. I want the whole thing.
Yeah, and it was more than likely the 35 minutes of the officer, the tyrant that arrested me. It was probably his part of the transcript that was missing. Isn't that odd? That's odd.
It is. And one of the things that we're going to do is on one of our live streams coming up, we're going to try to go through that 35 minutes to see what was actually missing.
In Nevada or in Reno, Nevada, do they give you discovery? So all the officer reports for what they wrote about you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we got everything in discovery. No, this was the transcript from the court because they didn't have a court stenographer sitting there going the entire time. They just had it recorded. So that's what they do to save money is they just record the audio record the courtroom. And then whenever, somebody wants to appeal or do anything like that, and they'll turn the audio over to the stenographer. and then have the stenographer go through and do it later, and it just eats up more time. So rather than paying somebody to actually do something that's productive, they don't, they'll pay somebody every so often to make it, and waste everybody's time.
Perseverance 777 in the building. What's up?
What's up? What's up?
Thanks for joining us again. That guy, one of our subscribers, Jackboot Thug Pig.
So what's up?
Yeah, we usually don't like to use that term unless it's the worst of the worst. I know Chili likes to throw that one out constantly.
You got room. I didn't know you're scared of a camera. I don't want to talk to you. I just want to mind my business and let me record.
I just want you to go watch a piece without interrupting my job.
I enjoy watching you doing your job. I'm watching you do your job.
But you're interfering.
I'm trying not to talk to you. Do your job.
You're the one yelling at us.
I'm being quiet. I'm just responding to him.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to talk to you. And as you guys can see, I got both of my hands on my phone so he can feel safe. So there's no law that says, even if I want to put my hands in my pocket, there's no law that saying I can't. He can call us back up. I'm not doing nothing. I'm exercising my right to film in public, in a public area. And in California, Penal Code 148G allows me to film in public any officer in courses of duties. I'll put that law up on the screen right now so you guys can see it. But as I'm out here trying to educate.
How'd you do that live?
So
wonders of editing.
So under G, the fact that a person takes a photograph or makes an audio or video recording of a public officer or peace officer while the officer is in a public space, or the person taking the photograph or making the recording is in a place he or she has a right to be, does not constitute in and of itself a violation of the subdivision A, nor does it constitute reasonable suspicion to detain the person or probable cause to arrest a person. 100% correct. And it seems like no officer even realizes it. They don't understand the laws.
Well, and here's the thing is that this is an interfering law. So, think about how many times they might have arrested somebody for interfering. How many times are they looking at this law to make sure that they are, actually arresting them for the right thing? How many times have they just glossed over G? Where in the back of their head is going, yeah, he's right, 148G. Okay, I remember G about something about a video and photograph. None of that rings a bell in the officer's head,
Right. You'll never hear an officer say, you know what, you're right. You did have that law correct. You'll never hear them say that because it's their ego. It's just not going to let it happen.
Like here in Nevada, NRS 171.1233, just right under detainment, which is NRS 171.123. And that is where the failure to ID law lives, is in the detainment law. So there is no failure to ID law in Nevada. It's under detainment, and the officer has to have a legal reason to detain you, and it clearly spells it out in that chapter. Yep. So if they ain't following that detainment law, they're technically breaking their own law when they ID you.
And there's no consequence to that. So.
Because what did we do? What happens whenever police investigate themselves, Gorilla? No wrongdoing, right?
No, it goes under the tail. Like, even if you make a report of it, they swap under the rug.
No, we've investigated ourselves and we found no wrongdoing. The officer was right. You should have gotten back 21 feet because that's in our policy. It's in our policy, or their policy, or whatever. It's not. You should have gotten back because it's in our policy that you need to be back 21 feet to make it for officer safety.
Yeah, this is Elk Grove Police Department, folks. There's a lot of tyrants on this squad. I'll tell you that much.
Rookie PD. But as I'm out here trying to educate and record, and even trying to educate these officers, because they only got 6 months worth of training. So
right.
6 weeks to 6 months.
But I'll put that law up on the screen right here, wherever you guys see it. But California Penal Code 148 Section G. But he can try to charge me with 148 Section A,
which is hindering, delaying, or obstructing. But according to that penal code, it's got to be a physical act. I got to be physically getting in there and stopping them. I was arrested with Sacramento County with Sac PD before, and I took it all the way down to the court system, and they threw it out because they knew it was a piece of trash charge.
Bam. See? Learn the law, officers. The people we're getting hip to this law thing.
And I can't remember who said. I believe it was San Joaquin Transparency said it at one point. We need to stop relying on public defenders. We need to stop relying on paying for our own lawyers. And something I really want to start learning how to do is fighting my own case, being my own lawyer throughout my charges. So as I'm learning, I keep an eye on a lot of court stuff and learn certain specific keywords I can use to protect myself.
Well, yeah, that's what you almost have to do is when you're recording these things is you basically have to chip away at their qualified immunity before they detain you.
I was lucky on my first arrest. My public defender actually was on my side, and I would agree to this. She actually accidentally said, "Fuck the police" in the court halls. I mean,
well, and we're going to put it to you this way: Chief England has a public defender as well, and
turned attorney.
Turned attorney, yeah, he's Mr. Edgerton. He, shout out to him. He's wonderful.
Shout out.
I know he watches us sometimes, and he hasn't told us not to do anything that we've discussed, and we've always been guarded and cautious. So things are going good.
And what's so crazy? What's so crazy is that if you guys go back and take a look at our other live streams from several weeks ago, we discussed everything case by case, all of the transcripts that came in, as far as him defending me during, what do they call them, where they have the
motions,
yeah. And it's just hilarious how
we've been reading we've been playing a little bit of Law Tube on Sacramento Community Watch where we've been reading through the motions and Miss Schumann from the prosecuting attorney's office makes the whole thing seem like it's in family court.
Yeah, it's Days of Our Lives or something, like some sort of opera. And Edgerton is looking at it like some
constitutional crisis.
Lawyer, yes, constitutional lawyer. Like he's awesome. You guys got to go check out those transcripts, emotions, should I say?
They knew they couldn't get away with it. But it's always good to come out and educate these officers on what they can and cannot do to the members of the public. And as you can see, I'm even behind a bush and everything. So he has, even if I try to jump, I'd have to go through this bush area. And why? There's no point of that. We're in public. We got plenty of people sitting in their cars here at the superchargers. We're right outside of a Rayleigh's pharmacy drive-through.
Rite Aid, my bad.
I don't know.
Dude, you're standing so far away from him that I'm surprised that he's even worried about you.
He's on private property. He's on private property too.
Exactly.
What's he doing on private property to this Tesla owner?
Yeah, look at the motorcycle though. Dude, these guys are funny, and people wonder why we record them.
Did you ever figure out why he got pulled over?
Traffic incident. So I believe he cut off a car. From what I heard.
Oh man,
you got nothing better to do.
Because he said, because when I first walked up, he said something about stopping hard and someone had to hit their brakes. So I'm assuming he cut somebody off and they had to hit their brakes hard.
Hey, Gorilla Copwatch, just know that we have stingers that we play, like Miss Swan from Mad TV. I don't know if you know what that is, but and then there's some other things that he'll push and he'll say something like push a few of them so he knows, so he's not like, what was that?
What are you?
Sound
You kiss your mother with the mouth.
Yeah.
Here's our favorite ones.
Am I going to be famous too? You're going to put me on your YouTube video? Do you see the color that I am?
That's Tony the Tyrant.
the one that arrested me for recording them from the sidewalk.
I just let him do his job and let me do my job by documenting and filming in situations, by exercising our right to film in public.
It looks like he's 10-8ing out of the scene and just abandoning it at this point.
I'm coming back. Don't worry, I'm coming back.
Oh, his backup finally arrived.
Yeah, you're behind all types
Yeah,
of
I'm going to
bushes.
stay behind the bush right here. I'm completely out of their way. They can do their job. I'm not doing nothing. I'm just standing behind a bush recording. Come out here and talk to you guys more. Because clearly, you guys know what you guys are doing. He don't. So, and he has stripes on. And you guys need to put the stripes on. He don't need them.
First of all,
yeah, for being on the.
Why was that officer looking back and forth like that? Like he was just unbelievable what you were saying. I mean, you guys show up like Power Rangers trying to, enforce an empty law.
I couldn't believe there was actually someone speaking positive. It's not like I'm out there trying to spread hate. I'm going to speak it as you. If you treat me good, I'll treat you good. You're going to bark orders, I can bark back.
Yeah.
It's kind of like our unofficial mission statement. We want to weed out the good ones and we want to let this star shine. You go, as long as you just do your job and just ignore us and don't interact with us, we're going to have a boring video, but we're still going to publish it and say, look at how this guy handled the situation. It didn't even bother me. But no, you make it an issue because you want that 21 feet. Mad TV Claps was always my favorite.
Hey, shout out to Mad TV. That show, if y'all never watched that before, it's an older comedy show, but it's hilarious.
My funniest one when I forgot his name, Lee
Stewart
was in there.
Who?
When who?
Lee. I forgot his name.
Oh,
or Mad TV. Let me see. Oh, I forget his name.
Who was your favorite character?
Bobby Lee. Lee.
The Asian guy.
Bobby Lee.
Wasn't he Asian?
Yeah.
He was on Mad TV.
That was your favorite character?
Oh yeah, I mean, I mean, that was probably one of the first things I remember with cartoons. After cartoons, I remember swapping because I had an older brother that used to live in there, so he used to swap TVs after me and go watch his age of content.
Oh. Yeah, my favorite character was Miss Swan and Lorraine. The lady was like, whatever somebody talked.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, Stuart's mom, I think, is who it was. Yeah.
Oh, her high tone, Stuart.
Yeah.
What did Mama tell you? Like, wow, always coming out of this.
Leave me alone.
Let me do it.
Look what I could do.
Yeah. His little kid.
Anyways, let's keep going. We got to roll.
Be on the force. If he's trying to tell me to back up when I'm legally allowed to do what I'm doing, he don't deserve to have him. He doesn't want you interfering with his investigation. I'm not.
Oh, Lord.
Again, the elementary school definition of interfering. Oh my freaking God! Can we please put the law back in law enforcement, folks?
I'm not. Interfering is a physical act. According to Penal Code 148A1, it's delaying, obstructing, or resisting is a physical act. If you according to that Penal Code.
Not necessarily.
And then under 148A Section G of the same code, it gives me the legal right to film in public of any officers in course of their duties.
Yeah. Without obstructing them.
I'm not.
Obstructing doesn't have to be physical.
Yes.
Okay, so now it went from interfering to obstructing, and what is the? I got to get this here. Hold on one moment here. Dictionary.com of obstructing. Obstructing, to block or to get in the way of.
Right.
That is the elementary school they're not even getting the definition of elementary school definition of obstructing right. Prevent or hinder movement or someone or something in motion. Deliberately make something difficult. How is video recording off to the side deliberately making anything difficult?
Behind a bush.
These folks need to go back to elementary school if they don't even know the definition of obstruct.
Forget that.
The legal definition.
Forget that. If it was up to me, they both would not have a job anymore as a police officer. They ruined it. They failed. they don't know simple, basic, elementary stuff about laws, then yeah, they don't deserve the job. No.
You call it what it is, but he's not doing it.
Does. It's got to be. I got to physically stopping you from doing his job. Yeah, I never got off this curb.
If he's physically looking at you, then that's.
If he's physically looking at you, physically looking at you. Oh my.
You need to take a chill pill.
Physically looking at you,
I
you know.
need to talk to the manager. No, yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, okay. Yeah, no, no, okay.
No, yeah, okay.
He said if he's physically looking at you, you know, I told Xander
that has got to be the most ADD crack shit I've ever heard, folks. And I have attention deficit disorder. I am the ADHD auditor, folks.
Right. That was some butt crack shit for reals. And then look how he's looking at the officer on the bike. He's like trying to like, ain't I telling the truth?
We're really trying to stretch this one. I think he's got it right there, Chief.
I think he got us on that one.
I don't care. I don't care. He has no expectation of privacy in public.
Bam.
Do your job. You don't have to talk to me. You can look at me. All right, I'll just be quiet. I'm just going to record.
And that was that, folks. So,
okay, that was awesome, bro.
You handled them like a pro, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
They don't know what they was talking about. Stupid.
And this is what I mean by slowly chipping away at that qualified immunity.
Exactly,
folks. You know, again, they have to know that they've broken the law. So if Guerrilla Copwatch is out there going, "Hey, 148G, I'm doing this, that, and this, and that, and this, and that, and this, and that," you know, telling them law after law after case law after case law, and then you're just slowly piercing it away because as you're going to go eventually to the courts, they're going to eventually have to answer these questions. Was he really interfering with you? The handbook says 21 feet.
I had to physically look at him. I mean,
yeah, the officer took the time to look at you. Now you're interfering.
We want heroes. We don't want this, it's public safety before officer safety, folks. And, that's the way it needs to be. And if they can't realize the difference between public safety and officer safety, then yeah, what we're doing is for public safety. Anywho. Okay, so next one we're going to do is it going to be Gorilla or is it going to be NC? Or no, I'm sorry, Bay or is it going to be NC?
Let's roll Bay.
Let's roll Bay. Okay.
Yeah, because I do have other stuff that I gotta take care of here in the next 30 minutes.
Yeah, we're probably only going to do one more video tonight, guys. So the next one that we're going to do, folks, is from Bay Area Transparency. Let me pull up his screen here. You can get to him at youtube.com/@BayAreaTransparency1722. He currently has 328,000 subscribers, 230 videos. Go over, like, share, and subscribe, folks. Let them know that we sent you. Of course,
shout out to our brother. Shout out
to our brother over at Bay Area Transparency, man. We love you, man. Thank you, Bay fam, if you're joining us tonight. If you caught wind of this through us. We're going to be watching I'm pressing charges for you recording me, a CA First Amendment. So,
mind you, this was in Sacramento, my city.
Swing it up.
These people are crazy, man.
Well, I mean, you saw me there.
I'm not here to argue it.
You are arguing, though. You could just say sorry. Well, I'm just saying. The way you're speaking with another grown man and you're interrupting me and I'm trying to explain to you. It's not because I need... No,
therefore I don't need to have information.
That's not true.
Yeah, I don't agree with you filming me.
It doesn't matter.
So all that's on you. Would you able to not interrupt until they help me? Because...
Well, then, if you don't want to be filmed, retreat to private areas. Quit being in public.
Or go home.
Stalker. It's... Don't stand around looking like you're doing nothing and complaining about being video recorded.
Just like I
to
go as well.
I got you.
And I'm just like sitting and wait when
yeah.
You're disrupting our service.
What's going on, Bay fam? It's your boy, Bay Area Transparency. We are back at it once again. And for this video, we are out near the city of Sacramento, California. We went ahead and went to several places, actually, which you'll see some of that in here. One of them being the juvenile division of the district attorney's office, where some guy comes out and tries to hit me with the door. The other one being the code enforcement office, where everybody completely freaks out. Even though it's very clear the supervisor knows what's going on and knows that we're in there to record, knows that we can record, they still call the police and act absolutely wild. I even get told to drop dead and that one person is going to press charges on me for recording, which I found funny and responded in the same way. Anyways, let's go ahead and get to the video. Follow us on Facebook, Bay Area Transparency Official. Follow us on Instagram at Bay Area Transparency. Subscribe, like, share. BAT, baby. I'm out. District Attorney, Juvenile Division. Interesting.
Again, people who should know the law that don't.
That's interesting. No, I'm good. That's funny to me. Her head was poked up, and every time I walk by, she ducks it down all scared of something. I don't know what she's scared of, but she's scared of something.
The hallway of doom that leads to the secure door.
You know?
Right.
See how they're doing.
And a head bump.
How they're working. What they're doing.
There's a guy at the door.
With the scary camera.
Every time when I first seen this video, the first thing I thought when that guy stuck around in the corner is Scooby-Doo going, huh? Like,
I need to put Scooby-Doo on my stream deck now.
That would be hilarious.
I got one here that might fit just a little bit. Brain trying to process.
It didn't play good though.
Oh yeah, it was a bad quality.
Well, it'd be nice to not hit me. Give me a second to move back on.
Are you going? Well, you shouldn't be blocking the entrance because this is an open door and someone needs to come out.
Yeah, and you can see me, and you tried to hit me.
You can videotape where you want.
I know.
And so forth.
I know. I don't need to be told that, but I'm just saying, like, you saw me there, so why swing it open?
Don't be blocking the door.
Well, I mean, you saw me there.
I'm not here to argue it.
You are arguing, though. You could just say sorry. Sorry, man.
Just get in somebody's way, please. Don't get in anybody's way.
Sorry, I hit you with the door. Sorry, I hit you with the door. I know, I'm gonna be right here. I'll be here. Yeah. Next time I'll just make sure you can't open it until I move. Like, what a fucking idiot. He just asked if I could record through here. Yeah, it's a public area. Yep, correct, it is. Public area, you're right. Oh, this is cool. Interesting. We go to office. That's awesome. Little thing there. So let's look in this door here.
Can I help you?
I got that.
Excuse me. Can I
don't
help
need
you?
that much here. Speaking to me?
Yeah.
No, I don't need help. Appreciate it.
Can I help you? But nobody asked for help.
Here's a pro tip for anybody who wants government services fast. Just bring a camera and start recording. Apparently, they're willing to come out of the woodwork to come help you when you need help if you have a camera recording government. And so, I just an epiphany I had right there. You want to get through the line at the DMV real fast? Break out your camera.
Live stream. DMV
Exactly.
line, let's do it.
How fast can the DMV clear this line?
Join me. Let's
I'm
start at
taking
the
pictures.
end.
What's it look like?
What are you taking pictures for?
For my own personal business. Yeah, I don't like to disclose that.
Well, this is a public place.
Okay.
Did you need help?
Shocker.
No, I don't need your help. Not right now. Nope.
Okay. Okay. Don't record me.
me, please.
Come on out.
I'm pushing the
The panic button for a camera? That's weird.
Again, folks, panic button, 911, same difference. You do not press that button. You do not call 911 unless there's a real emergency. A man with a camera in a public building is not an emergency. Call the non-emergency phone number, folks. It just makes no sense. Learn when to use 911, folks. Don't be a Karen calling 911.
Weird. She says she's pushing the panic button for a camera. It looks like they did push it. Look at that. That's really weird.
Oh, and the panic lights are going off too.
Oh my God. Oh, public record.
She's so
You just made a public record, ma'am. Don't erase it.
I'm sorry, what was that, Gorilla?
I said she's so panicked she needs to go out there again. Like
and snap a picture. Sense. The little groundhog with a camera. Beep, I got your picture.
So they've pushed the panic button, and I got the lady on camera recording me, and she made a public record, and they just said the cops will show up because you just pushed.
Hey, you guys, I'll be right back.
Copy that.
Button and all this other crazy stuff like I'm just recording, and she ran away and pushed the panic button for no reason. Oh, there she is.
Record me or I will press charges.
Well, I'm going to press charges on you for recording me. How about that?
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, that's fine.
That
Again,
sounds so silly.
Government employees need to learn their place
That
as
is
well.
So silly. That's crazy. Crazy thing to say. I can't believe it.
If you'd like to come in and sign in, we'll be more than happy to help you with whatever permit you would like to apply for.
I'm good for now.
Okay. How can we help you?
I'm good for now. I'll let you guys know.
How can we help you?
I just told you.
Would you like to uncover your face covering?
I'm good for now.
And provide us equal face covering?
Equal face covering? What's that mean?
You're concealing yourself.
Okay.
Okay, so to me, I don't find that appropriate in our office.
Well,
you're concealing yourself.
Maybe I have a health issue.
We'll wait for the sheriff's department to show up. And
Well, that's what would you call the sheriff's department for? Did you see a?
He called they better send a ambulance because it's like, no, they don't need the police. You don't need feelings and.
Yeah, feelings enforcement. I was just about
to say. They need to feel. Yeah, they're calling feelings enforcement. You need to call an ambulance is what you really need. Because yeah, again, they're calling 911 for something that's not an emergency.
Crime or what? Okay, well, you'll speak with me. I'll let you know that much. And idiots. I don't know why they would react in that sense. Oh, that's the lady. I want to get her name to get her public record that she made, but she's like running away from me at this point. So eventually I'll get it. I don't need nothing right now. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that did okay.
Sir, we can't have you taking pictures of the screens.
Well, if you want to turn them around or something would be good.
What? Can I help?
It's your duty to protect the privacy of that information. If you have it pointing out to the general public, it's your fault.
This is that good time to run that little mind thinking one.
Yeah, it's just, again, I don't know what they think about when they're building these things or these government offices and whether or not they take into the account that they need to protect the privacy of their data. But, just the way that they position it, like, yeah, it's open out to everybody so that they can look at it. Well, then, make sure you turn your monitors off, put one of those, privacy screens on it. It's your duty to protect that information. Just because a guy with a camera comes up doesn't mean, he has to stop what he's doing because you failed to protect your data.
Yep.
This is some of the general stuff that they teach people on general information security that that they teach people. Don't click on suspicious emails. Don't let people behind you in the door have them buzz in too. A hacker could wind up probably coming in there and doing a physical attack on them, but that we don't condone that sort of thing, folks.
Help you with something?
No, nope, I'm good. And this is Stephanie Desk. Stephanie is.
Yeah.
What do we care?
We were told not to, so.
Yeah, we don't, well, there's nothing on there that's of any importance to him, okay? It's not.
And you know, folks, there's two little keys that you can press on a keyboard. In case you didn't know this, it's called Windows L on a Windows machine. It locks your workstation. It basically secures the terminal and hides all that information. And if you don't lock your workstation, it's your own fault.
Like anything is
No.
secret, okay?
No.
He's not taking pictures of anybody's drawings, which are copyrighted, so
Okay.
if you guys don't want to be in his view.
Can I ask to go back for a second? What did he say? Something about drawings and copywriting?
Yeah, he said like all the drawings are copywritten. No, that's not how copyright works. Copyright is for published works. Now, okay, yeah, building, blueprints and plans could be copyrighted because, a particular designer did something with them. But again, you would have to repeat a building of somebody else's work without their permission. Just because you got the blueprints doesn't mean that you violated copyright.
Yeah.
on an architectural building, I believe. Of course, I'm not a lawyer. I don't pretend to be one on YouTube. Although Miss Schumann thinks I might play one on YouTube, I don't understand.
Again, I'm going to put up the knowledge. Again, we are not lawyers, so please consult an actual lawyer before, and do not take anything that we say as actual lawyer advice. Again,
Yes,
I
and
am not a lawyer, and I will not want to put my name out saying. I just know what I know and how I know the law in California.
Yeah, we strongly encourage you to research your laws and understand your laws and how laws and the Constitution interact with what you do on a daily basis.
Yeah.
But but for the professional advice, always consult a lawyer. Definitely.
Well, that should have happened a long time ago before a panic alarm was hit.
Well, when you come in with a mask, generally people with masks.
And speak to you?
Well,
Just speaking to the lady? I'm like, I'm just taking pictures. I'm good. I don't need any help.
But the problem is, you come into our area.
No, I come into a public area.
Our comfort zone, so.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The First Amendment has nothing to do with comfort, folks. One man, why should my rights end just because your comfort is disrupted? I think one of the founding fathers said is like, it's your duty to test these rights, and if it makes you uncomfortable, so be it.
Yeah.
I'm paraphrasing, I think. I got to figure that one out.
Feelings got hurt.
So, we are good.
Well, the lady who decided to take pictures, she made a public record. I told her I'm going to request it before I leave, so just an FYI. Make
there
sure.
You go. Oh, no,
yeah, I think he's
the other way.
He's trying to do Control-Delete, but yeah, Control-Delete, you can lock your workstation that way. Windows L locks your workstation as well. Macs are a little bit different. I don't ever find a reason to lock my Mac because it's personal, but it locks on its own and unlocks with my watch. It's pretty cool.
We get that off
for Apple anyways.
Oh yeah, I mean, I do too, but that I don't want to get into a debate about that either with Chief.
Get a copy of it.
Well, that's her private phone. So
doesn't matter. No, it doesn't work like that.
Anything that she wasn't doing. So.
Well, but I don't work for the public, so you're not listening. She's working for the public, and when she did that, she made a public record because she's on duty for the public. Excuse me, you're interrupting. She's on duty. She's on duty. You do. You do. Yes, you do, sir.
Again, folks, this is a public servant. He's supposed to be serving the public, and a member of the public and a journalist at that is in front of him, and he's giving an attitude for the people who employ him. Again, these government officials need to take a refresher course on their role in the government and on how they interact with it. Because if they don't realize that the public can come into their office and audit them at any time, it's rare that it happens, but again, we're their employers. They're a government servant, public servant.
Anytime, 'cause I'm
I
the
know.
one that manages this office,
And I can tell you,
ask you to leave at
and I
any
can tell
time.
you to fuck off at any time,
can.
right? And I can tell you, no, I'm not
And
going to
I
leave.
can
Fuck
give
off.
you some soap to wash your mouth out with. too.
Well, I'm just saying, the way you're speaking with another grown man and you're
our
interrupting me, and I'm
discussion
trying to
is
explain to
over. I'm
you,
not
it's
gonna
not.
talk to you
It's not
you're
because
not
I
here to
need.
get a building permit,
No,
therefore I don't need to have information
that's not
to
true.
talk
It's
with you.
called California
Have you-
Public
are-
Information Act.
Good.
Okay,
You
I'm going
can
to
apply
request
to- you're
public
more than welcome
records.
to do that.
One of them is the one
Here,
that the lady made, and I'm
that's
trying
not a
to
public
tell you,
record.
yes,
I'm
it
done
is.
talking to you.
Okay, the city attorneys would disagree with you, bud. All right, I know. Don't worry, we will, and I'll get the record.
Apply for a building permit, then we can help.
If I could say
No, I
something.
can.
He was over there pressing Control Alt Delete, doing some stuff, and still didn't even close the screen.
And folks, if all else fails, turn off the monitor. Physical first. Come on. Oh, there's a guy with a camera. Turn off the monitor. Oh, I got my laptop open. Close the laptop.
Well, no, I mean all that stuff right there on the in this view of this what we're seeing now is all funded by Daxstars. Probably not even that. Probably even that mug. They probably got a lunchroom full of mugs they can use. I mean, it's all public. If they really wanted to, they can get little screen covers that reflects the light, so you can't even.
Where you have to be right in front of it. Yeah.
Exactly. And
Privacy
those
covers.
should be issued to all public computers that are in view.
Of the public, yeah.
I mean, I imagine they could probably buy them in bulk and get them for a penny each.
Yeah, cut your own size of privacy protector too. It's just, and again, with the government of this size, I guarantee you it's a Windows computer, and I guarantee you it has the ability to lock the terminal. Yeah. And the fact that they're not locking the terminal after they walk away from a terminal is still greatly troubling, in my opinion.
Apply for public records and get the lady's picture or video. I'm going to. I'm telling you, I'm absolutely going to do that.
Somebody else is calling the sheriff already.
So they called the police, and now they're escalating to the sheriff. Yeah, wow.
And plus the panic button.
And they pushed the panic button. They probably already told the dispatchers what's going on, and the police are going. It's like, oh gosh, that's an auditor. Yeah, we're not gonna be any rush to get there.
Any fucking sense. Doesn't make any sense.
He's gonna get
I
his
got more
15
than
minutes
that.
of fame.
More than that.
Like she said,
You'll find out.
None of us give you consent to push our
Don't.
stuff public.
I don't need it, bud. I don't need your consent.
Yeah, I don't agree with you filming me.
It doesn't matter.
So all that's on you. All that's on
Would
your
you
stuff.
able to not interrupt me until they help me? Because they just like I
Yeah,
have to go as well.
I got you.
And I'm just like a sitting and wait when you just communicate.
Yeah.
See, and again, look at how they purposely have these computers positioned. They have it to where that the person sitting across from them can even look at the computer. Somebody who's sitting over in the little lobby area behind them could probably, if they had some, probably pull out their phone and zoom in, while they're pretending to play a game. Their lack of information security is truly astounding.
They make more policies on how to act, or they make more policies on things that don't matter than they should make policies that do. That policies that could actually happen.
And I guarantee you, they're probably not running some of these policies through their legal counsels either.
No.
Like especially the ones about filming and no cameras in this lobby sort of thing.
Our service, would you please
You're disrupting your own service, buddy. I'm standing here.
I'm calling the cops. If somebody,
it's not my fault. You guys can't pay attention and do your job.
Bobby Swisher says it's called screen polarizing film. It diffuses the light from the monitor to a certain direction. That's exactly what we're talking about.
Calling the cops if somebody. He just told him to push the panic button. There you go. Push it.
Okay, there we go.
On
and
camera.
it even comes in rolls.
Gotcha. No problem. By the time they leave, you will be educated, sir. That is hilarious. So they're like, oh, go push the panic button. Yep, I don't have to talk to you because you're not doing a permit. Well, we do other things besides permits here, and one of them is a public records request.
Please don't record me.
And
I have pictures of my child up here.
take them down.
No,
I
you
wouldn't
can
have
stop.
them up there.
Well, I
Yeah.
have them up here to help me and influence me to work.
I got you.
Stop recording.
Please
But
stop
you're
recording.
in the public, right? And so if it's out there, anybody could take a picture of
nobody
it.
can take a picture.
No, yeah, everybody could.
Yeah, come on, guys. Go upstairs.
Likewise, lady. That's
No, yeah,
professional.
okay.
Well, we'll file a complaint on Stephanie. So she said drop dead. Oh, my thing was zoomed in. I still got everything, but she just said drop dead, right?
You see the little garden she has there? I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, she's entitled to create her own personal space, but again, it's in public. You got to be cognizant of that. You're a public employee working in public.
Yeah.
And that's not okay for a public employee to tell somebody from the public, right? You don't, as a public employee, tell somebody to drop dead. You know what I mean? Doesn't make any sense at all.
Oh, they will. They've been personally calling. And the button fell off twice. So.
Hey, Gorilla, I'm sorry. I got to run and take care of something real quick. I'll be right back.
I'm terrified.
You should be able to control it.
Well, I mean, if you commit a crime, you should be afraid of police, but I'm not committing a crime. Who's going to help me with my public records request?
You go onto the website and go public records.
Yeah, and I can fill it out in person as well. I can have you guys write it for me and turn it in.
We don't do those. There's an established protocol for
Well, there's actually an established law for it, and the law says we can do it in person, and it says written or verbal. So
But you don't do it with us.
we do. Yeah, for this office, I can do it with you. You guys are. It's the onus is on you to send it to the right place.
All right, let's log in. Get your name and number.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. When I'm done with this person, have a seat, please.
Okay, I'll wait for you. That's fine. Thank you. Well, finally somebody's gonna do their job. They're gonna log me in. All right. So apparently we're getting our public records.
Information, and then we'll see if we can get a hold of public records. We don't do the public records. We have an individual that does.
Well, like I say, you guys take them and you send it. Well, you interrupted me earlier. You send it to who it's supposed to go to. So I don't need to give any information for that.
It goes online. You don't really intake it.
No, I know we can do them here. It's a law. It's a California law.
And again, this is something that, they should be, the way that the laws are written, they should be teaching these public employees as part of their job, something annually, monthly, that, hey, somebody might come in and do a public records request. This is what you have to do. This is part of your job. Why aren't they doing that? They don't seem to be teaching the government, their own employees, the law.
That's not true. I don't need to do anything. Public records could be made anonymous, sir. Check the law. You clearly don't know what you're talking about.
But we don't have the system to do that.
No, I know. So, and I'm just let you know. So what it happens is that you can give them written or verbal. I typically just give them verbally, right? And you guys just write down my request, and then you send it to your PI or whoever, and say, hey, this one guy came in. Yeah, please. And that's all. That's all I'm trying to do. And yeah, that was the whole purpose. So I always take my pictures first, and then I was going to come ask for my records, and then I can be on my way. But now I got to wait for the cops. But that's neither here nor there.
What's your
Anonymous. You could just put anonymous. Yeah, camera guy. No big deal.
Steph, you don't need to engage.
She's taking my records request like she's supposed to. Like, let her do her job, dude. We're going to log them in or we're not going to help them. Awesome. Right there. That's a denial of public records. Litigation can be started. And he just gave away public money with my attorney's fees. This guy is an idiot. Does not know what he's doing. The problem is I know these laws like the back of my hand. So he just told her not to help me. She's her supervisor. She's probably going to listen. but it's not going to be her fault. It's going to be his fault, right? That's not true. I can send. How would I do it verbally through a link, sir?
You have to call people.
They don't have to call. There's people that don't use the phone numbers. I don't need it. You're not. You'll see though. Trust me. Next time I come back, it'll be yes, sir. No, sir. Here's your records request, sir. No problem. Right. He'll learn his lesson. Thank you, Stephanie. So at least she tried. She tried to help, but this guy's too much of an idiot to let her help, right? And that's the problem. And this guy just doesn't, unfortunately, just doesn't know what he's talking about. But it don't matter to me.
They call these guys to kick me out.
So he's it doesn't make any sense.
So again, folks, little crystal ball gazing here. He's the way that the police officers work is they're going to try to resolve this the fastest way possible. They're going to go talk to the building tenants. They're part of the government club here. They're going to say, oh, he's trespassing. Then they're going to try the whole trespassing thing because again, they don't teach them the proper legal definitions of trespassing and how they work, especially on the differences between public and private. 99 times out of 100, they wind up trying to trespass people from private property. But when it comes to public property, such as this, the rules are different. You can't trespass you from public property absent another crime. And there is no other crime being committed here other than them refusing records requests.
So he's asked me to wait for my records. I don't know if he's going to actually take them or not. We'll find out. And then I'll be on my way. Because it's 4. Supposedly they close at 4. It says 4:30 on the window, but that's fine. That's fine. Well, I'm trying to see if they're going to do my records or not. So.
What records?
Public records that I'm trying to request.
Public records request. We have 10 days to respond. So I can take.
There's somebody that knows. Thank you very much.
You have 10 days to respond. So how can I help you?
Perfect. You ready to write it down? It's going to be a few things. You won't remember it for sure.
Sure.
So Stephanie tried to help, but he stopped her for some reason. But thank you for actually knowing.
No problem. What's your name?
Anonymous.
Okay.
You can just put anonymous.
That's fine.
Yeah. So I'll come back here in 10 days to get the response, whatever it is.
Okay.
And so I don't need to provide any information.
So 10 days, we have 10 days to respond. We might not have the records available, but you can come back and check.
I know. I know the way the law works like the back of my hand.
What are you looking for?
So I want the gentleman here in the blue collared shirt that was just speaking with you. I want his first and last name and everything public in his employee file.
Okay, so public records are not applicable to employee files, to personnel files.
Okay, like I said, everything public in his employee file.
Okay.
I can request whatever I want.
Yeah,
you guys can respond however you want. No, I know. But there are public records. Like if somebody takes an oath in office and it's in their employee file, that is public. So there are public records in the employee file. I understand some records in employee files are, you don't have to give them. But anyways, so him, and then... I
got to remember that. That's a good way to put it. I want everything public out of his employee file.
Yep. Everything that's able to be released to the public. Absolutely.
I need to remember that. I think we need to start using that terminology when we do it.
Again, they'll release something, but then they'll blur out or black mark whatever they don't want.
Definitely. I'm aware of that. Yes. It's still the government club. They're still going to do what they want to do, whether they like it or not, whether you like it or not. Just like they try to hide police records, they're here in Nevada, like the state troopers, apparently they hide their disciplinary records behind a Nevada, Employee Records Act or something like that. They consider it an employee record, so therefore you can't gain access to that information. It's just, I think we have the right to know whether or not a police officer has been disciplined or not. That should be a right.
Just another way for them to hide from the public.
And hide from accountability.
Yep.
I want his email from the county.
Okay.
If he has a card, I could just take a card.
Okay, I'm not sure.
Stephanie came out and was recording and taking videos and pictures. I let her know that she made a public record when she did that. I want those records from Stephanie.
Okay.
I also want everything public in Stephanie's employee file.
Okay.
I'll take these gentlemen right here. I'll take his name and everything public in his employee file. Him right here. I'll take his name and everything public in his employee file. I'll take this gentleman here who hit the panic alarm. I'll take his name and everything public in his employee file.
I'll just pull the front counter staff for you to make it easier.
Okay, just.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
You have no sound, Lieutenant.
I'm sorry. I had my mic muted. One other thing is for an employee file that is also public is how much they get paid. You know, how much we pay them acting disrespectful to a member of the public. So
I'm not sure if they got something in California called California Transparency. It's a website where you can look up a database.
Yeah, it's like a Google search of their pay. Yeah. California is real good about that, but I mean, it's still, if he's putting in a public records request for it, they still have to provide it, even though it's on that website.
Well, the thing is, that's what I'm saying. That's why I was bringing this up, is that they might even say, yeah, no, we're not giving you that information at the end of the 10 days, but you can go online and get the information. So why can you not just give me the information when it's already public information?
Because they're lazy.
No, it's because they want to prevent they want to show their power and show what we can do and what we do.
Right. Yeah, and that's the same reason they were trying to direct him to go onto the website, is because they were lazy and didn't want to do their actual job.
Exactly.
Just do them all. That's fine. It's a lot of work for me, but it's nicer that I just know who's who. That's why I asked for specific people, but that's fine. We can do everybody. I'll take, as a matter of fact, I'll take every county issued email address for this office specific.
You have to be specific as to what type of email that you were requesting.
Email address.
You want
every
address?
employee's email address for this office.
For this office.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
You know she doesn't want to hand it over, but she has no control.
She's doing it for
I
the
will
camera.
take
She's writing all that stuff down for the
emails
camera.
that are either sent to public employees or by public employees regarding my visit today on 3/25.
Okay.
There will be. That's why I'm requesting them now. By the time the 10 days is up, there will be emails. So. And there was, if there's any county provided cell phones for this office, I want the last 2 months of cell phone bills for that cell phone. For any bills, correct. Yep. And then off the top of your head, do you know
what, for who do you want this
any cell phones for this office?
You have to be specific. You have to give criteria.
I don't. I can just say all county issued cell phones for this office, and we can put the address. I would like the last 2 months of bills for those cell phones. Okay. And if there is none, then they can just respond there.
How is that not specific enough?
Right. I'm laughing because he is like requested it to the woo. I know she's hating this.
And I know he's just asking for this just to get the data, but I don't know why I would need it, but it'd be kind of fun to look at. I've FOIA'd some things just so I can try to get a look at it. Kurt Convey says she wants to jump over that counter and slap him. Oh, thank you for that, Kurt.
Okay, and that's fine. But I always just ask for them. And then off the top of your head, do you know if this building is county owned or leased? It's leased through a private owner? Okay. Then I would like the lease agreement for this specific office with the private owner.
Okay.
And I think at that point, I think that's it. That's
okay.
good.
So in order for me to release this, I have to have an email of some sort, even if it's an anonymous email. I need to be able to send that information. Everything is done through our next request service. So I need to be able to send that through next request.
Well, like I said, I'll just come back here in 10 days and get their response.
But I mean, are you going to make an appointment with me? I mean, I have
No,
to
I'll
make
just
sure.
come back, have it up, give it to the supervisor.
We have specific people that issue public records requests, so I need to coordinate that with them. You can't just show up and it'll be here.
Yeah, so so you have 10 days, right? Okay. Usually I come on the 11th or 12th day, whatever, the business day.
But we also have up until the 10th day to extend your request, and we can extend that up to 30 days.
Ma'am, I know but you guys have to give me a response in 10 days. So I'll come 11, 12 days, I'll get the response. On that response, if some things need time to be gathered, what you guys should do, and mostly everybody does, they say, we'll have it by this date. At that point, I will come back after that date and I'll pick up the rest of the material. Okay. So that's how I'll do it.
So we don't do physical, we don't do that. You would have to pay for anything printed. So are you willing to
that's actually not true.
It is true.
No,
you don't have to pay for the request, but if you wanted printed documents, you have to pay per sheet.
Oh yeah, no, that's true. I can pay per sheet for the paper.
So
I can also request it digitally.
We're talking hundreds of
I understand. I understand. And I can also come back later when I get the response and say, okay, here's something, send it digital. Right. So right now at this point I'm going to come back in 10 days for the initial response. If something's here, I'll gladly pay for it. If it's not, then I'll probably just have them send it digital somewhere.
Okay. The problem, and I don't mind you coming in to get it, but I would appreciate if you maybe scheduled a time and a specific time that you might be in so that we can accommodate for you, because myself, there's only 2 people here that do public records requests, and so we would need to coordinate to make sure that someone was available, because we do things electronically. So the county operates public records requests electronically.
I know, but you even know very well in the law that it doesn't. We don't have
but
to.
But I know our rights as well, and we can schedule an appointment with you.
All right, and I can say no. I'll just be in when I come in.
Okay, and if it's not available, then if someone isn't available to help you, I can't just give it to the front county staff to give to you. Well, you can give it to a supervisor. It's a response. So you can give it to a supervisor to give to me. Can't.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't do that.
Okay. Well, I don't know what to tell you. I'll be back when I'm back, and we'll see what happens.
Okay. All right, sounds good.
So easy as that. All right, that's all I need at this point.
Okay.
So I'll be back in 10, 11, or 12 days, something like that. So this is the guy with the panic alarm. Got a good shot of him already. That's a good thumbnail. Okay, they are now closed. Luckily, they did my public records request because I wouldn't want them to. Here you go. I got you. I wouldn't want them to.
How you doing, sir?
All right. I wouldn't want them to.
Do you have any questions for us at all?
No, I'm good. I wouldn't want them to release.
Just love that he walked right past them.
Sacramento County Sheriff's Department.
Just like totally just went right past them, didn't like totally ignored them. As like,
yeah,
it's like, I don't need you. You guys didn't come in there and bother me. I'm not going to bother you. They're the ones who are bothering you. You know, I'm not bothering anybody, and gone. That has got to be the shortest police interaction I've ever saw with an auditor.
The public's money, right? Like it'd be stupid to just say no.
Don't hesitate to call us. You guys want to go into it? Yeah, whatever you're comfortable with.
So these guys don't know. I mean, the officers probably know what they're doing, but these guys are idiots, right? And the lady came out and she's trying to be as difficult as possible. Well, we do it this way, we do it that way. I want an appointment. I can't just give the response. Yes, ma'am, there's nothing in the law that says I have to do that, right? I can come and get my response. I can come pick up the response, and I'm gonna come pick up the response. Real fucking simple. Like, she's making it so difficult. She's making it as difficult as she possibly fucking can. So what I'm actually going to do is I have one more place to stop before it turns 5. I'm going to leave. I'm going to call this a straight fail. The police ain't going to tell me to do nothing. I had to come out of the office anyways. The other guys were trying to get in there as soon as they possibly could, even though they were trying to get the cops in there so the cops would be like, you have to leave, they're closed. I'm doing a public records request. This lady's helping me. I asked for it before they're closed, and they have to do it. They're doing it. But it didn't matter because I was done with my request and I was coming out, and so I'm gonna go ahead and just push out. I'm not worried about it. Matter of fact, let me see if their computer's open, because I do want to see what it says, because it was a clear call about me. I want to see what information they're putting.
Exactly. Turn this into a Copwatch now.
The
And
right
then
to
I'm gonna
plain
run.
view
I have like
love that. I use it all the time. The right to plain view.
Plain view doctrine. It's funny how they think it only works for them. It's so funny how they only think it works for them.
I got them. I got some officers trained. As soon as they show up, they send someone to the cars to double check, because they know I'm walking around with my flashlight, going to windows, going.
Yep.
Yeah, they make sure they lock their screens when we're around. Definitely.
Said I have one more place I'm trying to go to before they close, and I don't know what time they close, but I wanna look, I wanna find out. So, or I wanna get there before they close if I can. But, anyways, let's see what we got going on in the computer here. One of these cops was the same cop from yesterday. Now they closed the computer. See, it's closed right there. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and boogie out.
And folks, I just want to say that me and Gorilla Copwatch will be recording tomorrow in Reno, Nevada. So you guys stay tuned for that. I will go live. So,
and I will. I'm actually already in the area. If we do run into each other tomorrow, I will be out tomorrow performing some audits in the morning. I want to go see how they act with me out here. Probably going. Then I have and then I have some stuff to do at nighttime, and Saturday it's cop watching with you.
Yep. Oh, I meant to say Saturday. I messed that up.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I'm at home taking care of family. So unfortunately, I'd love to come out there and audit with you guys, but yeah, it's tough for me to break away.
Trust me, I know how you feel. I have a elderly grandma at home. I'm lucky enough that I have a grandpa still around to help me out, keep them.
So that was Bay Area Transparency. Bay fam, thank you for joining us and watching with us as well, watching one of his videos. So, Chief, are we going to watch the last one, or do we want to wrap it up for the night?
What's the total minutes on that one?
Let's see. That's where did time? Here it is. That one is an 11 minutes 23 seconds.
Yeah, roll it because we can get it before 2 hours. What's up, Blue Steel? Good evening from Gainesville, Florida, down in the swamp. Shout out to Gainesville, Florida. I don't think I've been in before, but I've been to Miami and Fort Lauderdale and those places right there.
Okay, so the next video is from NC Tyrant Hunter. You can check him out at NC Tyrant Hunter 1. He has 195,000 subscribers and has 709 videos. He's one of the heavy hitters in the auditing community, and we absolutely love the work that he does. The one that we're going to be watching today is No Recording. I did. Now what? I kick you out. Good luck with that First Amendment audit. So let's get going with that.
What's up, Lucky Laptop? What's up, Lucky Laptop? Thanks for joining us. Lucky Laptop News.
I'm telling you what to do. You're not my daddy. How about that?
Let me finish what I was saying.
You can finish when I get done.
Bam! I hate that.
All right, let's see what we got here.
That's a nice little beat.
I love his work.
Oh, pocket knives. Let's see. Clothing. Uh-oh. Flip-flop shorts. Not permitted for wear in the courtrooms. Okay.
Always check the documents before you enter.
All right. I guess we're all right now.
Because that floor can be slippery when wet.
You guys slide over to Blue Steel's channel, like, share, and subscribe. He said he does have a channel. He's active. That's what's up.
Yeah,
check out. Yep, check out Levi Audits. He's also in Florida as well. Where is he at again, Lieutenant?
Oh, this escapes me right now.
He's in a small town. I don't know that much.
Yeah, he's in a small town, but in a big county. I forget which county he's in. Yeah, I forget.
How you doing today?
All right.
All right, man.
What can I help you find?
Sir?
What can I help you find today?
Just gonna come in and do some recording. I think that's all the matter like that. Hey, sir.
What I can tell you, anything in this hallway you're free to record.
Yes, sir.
Anything off the hallway in the offices is not.
Okay. All right.
Couple of things on the wall here. We got child support going this way. Don't think I'll go in there. Sorry. Sorry, excuse me. Way in your way, ma'am.
I'm waiting for my bailiff.
I hear you. Right.
Too busy watching TV or whatever you're watching.
Hit that bell.
Yeah, folks, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. All the links are down in the description below, folks. One set of stairs to go up, another set of stairs to go down.
Exit only.
Exit only stairs.
They'll probably arrest him if he goes up those stairs, so you better be careful.
This Jeep's gonna come in all crooked instead of chewing on that hard stuff.
Shout out to Lucky Laptop News. He's also a cop watcher, First Amendment auditor out of South Missouri. Back, I used to be out near St. Louis. Before they moved me out here to Reno. So you're from my neck of the woods there, Lucky Laptop.
Are you guys like, share, and subscribe to Lucky Laptop News?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna subscribe right now.
Me too.
Is there coming to that hole? Wow.
I know, but I mean, still, that ain't chewing on something hard. It's a TV's gonna make
This window is closed.
So. Sir, you can't be recording in the office.
Why is that? Why?
Because it's not public.
If I can see it, I can film it. You know? Yeah. That's the law, sir.
No, it's not.
Yes, sir.
I told you when you came in, you can record the hallway.
That's what I'm doing.
But not into the office.
If I can see it, I can film it, sir. That is the law.
You cannot film in these offices.
Oh man. So you don't know the law on filming, evidently.
You cannot film in these offices. The records in these offices are not public.
If I can see it, I can film it, sir.
You cannot film it.
Yeah, yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Yeah, I can just.
I already filmed it. So now what you gonna do?
Kick you out.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
And then I'll print that piece of paper and I'll staple this onto it and I'll put a stamp, sign it, and put a seal on top of it on this receipt.
I'm trying to be nice.
Aren't consenting to you filming them.
I don't need their consent, sir. They in public. See, I'm dead serious. You need to brush up on it.
He kind of looks like Paul Bear from wrestling. Undertaker's little.
I'm weak. Oh God.
Can we pull up a picture of Paul Bear?
Let me see if I can real quick here.
Paul Bearer, Bearer, I believe.
Paul Bearer.
Yeah.
Oh. Hold on one second. I'm working on it. Hold on.
It just snapped in your head on what it was. What I was.
No. I just seen it. I'm not a big fan of wrestling, but let me see if I can zoom in on this here.
Yeah. Paul Bear definitely. There he goes. Wow.
Always, they're not in the public area.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it.
There's a glass right there. I can see through there. That means I can film it. Really. You need to call your supervisor or something. Okay. Well, is he on his way?
Good morning.
Hey, back class.
Last day, right?
Thank God.
Oh my goodness. Another uneducated law enforcement officer.
I've explained to him twice. I've explained to him twice that I don't know the law.
Exactly.
That's what I was trying to tell this officer here. If I can see it, I can film it from right here.
Well, out here, don't stick.
I'm not sticking it in there, sir. I'm just right here. I'm filming it.
You can talk to Donna.
Thank you.
Talk to Donna, please. Talk to Donna,
Yeah, because apparently Donna needs to learn the law now too. Why is Donna directing a law enforcement officer in the practice of non-law? It just, these government club types, it just makes absolutely no sense.
Another free education today. Ain't gonna charge him a thing.
Just out of curiosity.
Sir?
Just out of curiosity. What's the purpose?
We go into government facilities and just film, man. I mean, that's what we do.
And then that would probably
For public interest. Yeah. For publication. It's public interest. People are interested in the stuff on the walls. I mean, anything, you know? So, yeah. I wasn't trying to be confrontational with you, sir. We do this, you know what I mean?
More like people are interested in holding our government accountable with a little bit of spice of transparency.
Well,
that's what we're interested in.
Well, that, and like he said, there's sometimes you walk into these buildings and you never know that they have like a little museum in them. But if you don't let cameras in, how is anybody going to know? How are you going to get the word out? I mean, like downtown City Hall or downtown Reno City Hall has a little art gallery, you know, on their walls. It's pretty neat, but you know, it's something. You know, sometimes, you know, they do these things, but I don't know.
And if I can see it, you know,
I do want to give the warning of the two hour, because we're not going to be able to use the, you know.
Yeah, well, yeah. You want to cut it short or you want to keep going?
Yeah, we'll have to cut it short.
Okay. Well, anyways, folks, yeah, we got to usually cut these things out in 2 hours. So, for a new program that StreamYard's working on. So, we do thank you guys for joining us tonight. We're going to cut it off here. We do ask you to please take a look at all the links in the descriptions, like, share, and subscribe to all the content. If you want to go watch the originals, go catch them on their end too. All the links are in the descriptions. Big shout out tonight to Gorilla Copwatch here with us. We do thank you for joining us.
I appreciate it.
Man, you're always welcome to come on. You know, drop me an email over at Reno News Now, and I'll make sure we put you on the email list when we go live. So if you want to join in, you can. So anything else, folks, before we say goodnight?
We appreciate you guys for joining us. Much love. Respect.
Yeah, much love. Thank you, guys. We do this for you. Have a nice night.